Hello, this is Clean Coach Carly. I'm the staff nutritionist for Healthy Habits Living. And I'm talking to you today about NeuroScience, the company. And they were one of the first companies that I was introduced to at the beginning of my career that is solely focused on brain health. And I would call them the OG, like the original gangster, old school company that has focused solely on brain health from their foundation. And that's saying something. They really specialize in brain health, including neurotransmitters, your nervous system, the HPA axis, which is the hypothalamus pituitary axis. And they are worried about the aging brain as well. So when it comes to Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, they have research and products for that as well. So they really were the forerunners in how our mood is affected by our brain chemistry, what's going on a chemical basis in the brain, and how that affects the rest of the health of the body. And so really appreciate about them. Mental health is one of my areas of focus and interest, and something I've experienced in my own life and struggles. So other things that I appreciate about them is that as all professional companies, they're basing their formulas on scientific research. They're using the ingredients that are used in medical studies, and they're using the dosages. They're not just giving you a tiny bit where the medical study shows 500 milligrams. So they're really using the doses that have been medical studied. The second thing is that they follow good manufacturing processes and that they use quality manufacturing. So they're testing their raw ingredients when they come in a big batch to make sure they are what they say they are. And they also do final product testing to make sure that if the formula says it's their GABA formula, that it's actually GABA in those capsules. The third thing that is reputable about them is that they do third-party testing, which means not only do they test in-house, but they also have outside laboratories and companies that test their products. So these are marks of a company that cares about you as the person who's trying to improve their health. Now, the other thing I really appreciate about them is that they have been strong in educating both of their doctors and the public about gut and brain health. So we now know that our health of our gut or our small intestines is linked to the health of the brain. And how are those two linked? Those are linked by the vagus nerve. So when you're thinking stressful thoughts, that creates chemicals, neurotransmitters, and molecules in your brain that travel down your vagus nerve into your small intestines and bring inflammatory molecules and signals down there, which affects your gut and the rest of your body. And vice versa. If you're eating foods that are toxic or taking medications that have toxins in them, those are in your small intestines, and those create inflammation and messages that travel up to your brain via the vagus nerve. So NeuroScience has a formula for the health of your small intestines, your gut, and that is called Digest DTX. So it's an enzyme formula that's going to help break down foods in your small intestines. It also contains a little bit of apple cider vinegar for keeping an alkaline environment, and also some curcumin, which reduces inflammation. The second product that I really like, and it's one of their formulas that they've had for a long time, and it's called Adrecor. And this is for the hypothalamic pituitary axis, adrenal axis. And remember that your hypothalamus is in the middle of your brain, and it communicates with your adrenal glands through hormones. And your adrenal glands need B vitamins, minerals, and vitamin C. And so that's the main ingredients in Adrecor. So they're helping you to bolster your adrenal gland health so that you can communicate efficiently with enough hormones, not too much, not too little, with your hypothalamus. One of my personal favorites of their formulas is their alpha GABA. Now, GABA is a calming neurotransmitter in your brain. And previously, we thought that GABA and other things couldn't get into your brain, that the blood-brain barrier was kind of like a tight locked door, and very few things could get in kind of around the cracks, but there was only a few things. Well, now we know, due to a lot of research and also the work of Dr. Karazian, that there's many things that get into our brains. A lot of times they shouldn't be getting in there. But one thing that it can get into your brain as a supplement is GABA. And so his test for that is if you take GABA as a capsule and wait for 15 to 30 minutes. And if you don't feel anything, then likely you have a very nice, tight blood brain barrier and the GABA isn't getting in there. But for most people that have anxiety and ongoing depression, their blood brain barrier is permeable and that GABA is going to get into the brain, which is great because it will help you as the person taking it to relax and feel more calm. And so that is the alpha GABA. Their last formula that I really like is called Avapaxin. And that's a long name for a supplement that helps to increase acetylcholine. That's another neurotransmitter in your brain. Well, why do you want to increase acetylcholine? Well, studies show that people, as we age, our acetylcholine in our brains decreases. And so we get more cognitive symptoms like forgetting things. It also, acetylcholine levels, low acetylcholine levels have been linked to Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease. So we want to keep our acetylcholine levels high within the brain. So NeuroScience is a company that I trust. They've been making their formulas for a long time. They have high standards and they really are staying at the forefront and on the leading edge of brain health. At Healthy Habits Living, we are here to help you get healthy so that you can stay healthy and be healthy.